Our final speaker is Liz Rees with World Can't Wait. She's also the producer of Voices of Resistance on Olelo, which appears every week, speaking to a lot of the outrages going on in the world.
Police brutality and police murder are daily occurrences. Yet brutal, murdering cops are almost never punished for their crimes. Black and Latino people, especially the youth, are treated like criminals. Here in Hawaii, Native Hawaiians wear a target on their backs. Guilty until proven innocent, if they can survive to prove their innocence. This criminalization has led to 2.2 million people being warehoused in prison, a 500% increase over the past 30 years. Tens of thousands of people in prison are subjected to the torture of long-term solitary confinement. And as Kat was talking about and some of the other people, you know, you got 2.2 million in prison, yet you have millions of millions on parole or on probation in this messed up revolving cycle of in and out. Alongside this has risen a program of criminalizing and incarcerating undocumented immigrants. Here in Hawaii, we've all witnessed a program of criminalizing the homeless. So I'm really happy that Doug was here to speak to that because, you know, this is something happening right now here in Hawaii before all our eyes. And frankly, not enough people are standing up and saying, these are human beings. This needs to stop. Eric Gardner, black man, was killed July 17th by NYPD. Many people here in Hawaii and around the world saw video footage of this man being choked to death before our eyes. I still can barely look at it. You hear this man screaming, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, over and over until they kill him. In the 1 month period since Eric Gardner was killed, from July 17th up until August 17th, police around the U.S. murdered at least 60 people. That's about 2 people a day. This is outrageous, and people should be angry. Mike Brown, as Carolyn was talking about earlier, was killed by police August 9th in Ferguson, Missouri, in the middle of the day, in front of all kinds of witnesses, even have some cell phone, like Doug always does with his phone, busting it out. You know, witnesses, all kinds of stuff. Hands in the air, hands up, don't shoot. Yet he was shot numerous times and killed, and then left like a dog in the streets with his body there for hours for everyone to see. It took an uprising. It took people in the streets to force the police just to even identify the name of the murdering cop. That's the only reason they finally released that information, is because people in Ferguson were in the streets. And it's really, really important that people here in Hawaii and around the world stand with those courageous people in Ferguson. I know there's been a lot of BS on the news, and especially CNN and all of them and whatnot about, you know, these are just uppity criminals and they're just looking for an excuse to get out there and start trouble with the police. You know, come on, we're not stupid. We don't want to go up and like get in the face of the police and get shot, but enough is enough. People have had enough. So my heart is in total solidarity with the people in Ferguson right now, because it's been about 2 months since Mike Brown was brutally murdered in public view in front of all kinds of people, yet nothing's been done. They finally released the name of the cop, yet this cop is still free. He hasn't even been indicted. And it's not as if, you know, cases like Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, Michael Brown, and Kollin Elderts are unique and isolated incidents. Is that, as I've said over and over, people have had enough, and the people in Ferguson stood up. There has been a call issued for people to go to Ferguson this very weekend. Tomorrow there's going to be huge marches and demonstrations in St. Louis in the streets. Right now we need mass determined resistance. Resistance that can put a huge stop sign to police murder, to mass incarceration and all its consequences right up in the face of U.S. society. I want to encourage everyone here to be part of October 22nd. October 22nd is the 19th, yes, 19th National Day of Protest against police brutality, repression, and the criminalization of a generation. So there's going to be actions happening all across the country. Here in Waikiki, we're going to have a march that's Wednesday, October 22nd. It's a Wednesday, and I know it's hard for folks to get out on a Wednesday night, but this is urgent. We have to be out there. We're going to meet at 6 p.m. out in front of the zoo, and then we're going to march through Waikiki. The last thing I want to say, you know, Kollin Elderts, everybody here, I'm sure very familiar. Kollin Elderts was killed November 5th, 2011 by a drunken, murdering, racist federal agent. Almost 3 years and 2 trials later, Christopher Deedy is still a federal agent and he's still free. Now, I don't have much faith in the court system or the prosecutors or any of those bozos, but let me tell you, if there truly is a movement of mass resistance, putting a huge stop sign to everything about mass incarceration and police brutality, just imagine how different things could be if there's a 3rd trial next summer. If there's a movement demanding enough of this bullshit, and we're actually out there next summer when there's another trial, then it might actually have a different outcome. Not because the system cares, not because the prosecutor, but because we're out there demanding justice. Justice for Kollin Elderts, justice for Eric Gardner, justice for Mike Brown, all victims of a racist society. Thank you.
A war for gold, a war for money, and a war for souls. A war on terror, a war on drugs, a war on kindness, a war on hugs, a war on birds, and a war on bees. They got a war on hippies.